The Donner Party was created in 1846 by Illinois businessman James Reed. Reed wanted to take advantage of the economic prosperity in California. Reed had read The Emigrant's Guide to Oregon and California, written by Lansford W. Hastings, which advertised an easy westward shortcut to save travelers up to 400 miles. In reality, this route had never been tested before and led to the party's downfall. The Reeds eventually recruited many families and single people, the most famous family being the Donners. Big Man Donner was George Donner, who came with his family and his brother Jacob. The wagon train left Springfield, Illinois on April 15th and arrived at Independence, Missouri 3 weeks later. The train joined a larger party of 80 people before splitting off in Wyoming to go the Hastings route. They eventually reached the Great Salt Lake Desert, a journey which they thought would only take 2 days but took 5 due to muddy conditions. The group's water supply also started to run low and many oxen ran away. Once the party reached the end of the desert, they found that they didn't have enough food for the rest of the journey. They also saw that it was snowing in the mountains ahead. The party eventually rejoined the regular trail, although this shortcut cost them a month. The party soon began to fall apart, including one man named Hardcoop who eventually disappeared. During this entire journey, they had also been harassed by the Powhite natives who had killed oxen, cattle, and a couple men. The gang continued to press on during October, wanting to pass the Sierra Nevadas before snow fell. Most of the families eventually built shabby winter cabins at a place called Truckee Lake, while at a place called Alder Creek, the Donners built tents. Food began to run low and oxen started to die, and desperation started to set in, causing some to attempt to pass on foot. This was unsuccessful. Some of those at Truckee Lake made snowshoes in a desperate attempt at escape. However, in a blizzard with deep snow, this was ineffective. The group agreed to eat those who died, and after many did due to the cold, the others reluctantly ate their flesh. 2 men named Salvador and Luis had refused to eat anyone's flesh and had left the snowshoe party after the cannibalism. They were found 9 days later near death and were shot to feed the others. James Reed finally made it to California and attempted to get John C. Fremont to help, but most able-bodied men were already at war with Mexico. The rest were eventually rescued, but 13 were dead, all were malnourished, and George Donner was so gangrenous he couldn't move. Rescue for those at Truckee Lake came, although the children were close to death and starved to the point where they ate shoelaces. A second party then arrived at Truckee Lake, which saved yet more kids, although some were left behind. There were also yet more eatings. The third and final party came to find that a man named Kieseberg had eaten a man's son's remains. Kieseberg had also stolen $273 from the Donner family.